We the top. Thank the Father for the prophets. Know the nation steady waiting for the day that we would drop. All these nations gotta pay for what they did to y'all should all. Maybe we could wait the people take this thing out to the block. We the new gold. I bet they knew that when they took you to your new home. That we the princes of the power, cause we wrestle with these spirits and we come out on top. This what that black and brown masquerade got. We amazing and I'm not a mason, but the bricks is laid up in arrangement. Yep, young black in my backpack, dangerous. Mixing in some flavor with these scriptures, now we baking. Took too long for reparations and restoration. All black, everything from start to revelation. Snatching masters from the masses, this is battle rap. Taking all them patents back and bringing blackness back. Imagine Tulsa 23, who land we building on? Why you plotting, keep the milk at home? Why you bopping, keep your slippers on? That's how we do on my side. Keep it in the family and you know we keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. How you waiting on that same man that changed you to raise you? That's like waiting on that coach that never played you to play you. The only thing you'll do is play you. They used to call a fire truck to spray you. Now they playing music on your radio. Your ops pull up the spray you. Playing that same music, them artists ain't getting paid to do. Now you bought a chain, you shining, hop out the rain. Some brothers pull up in vain, they drop it, snatching your chain, dude. Did we ever break free from the slavery? Too many lives lost, too many laid them seas. They put insurance on my brothers, see the dotted lines. You lose your soul when you sign, gotta keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on my side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Let the spirit guide. We the top. Thank the Father for the prophets. Know the nation steady waiting for the day that we would drop. All these nations gotta pay for what they did to y'all should all. Maybe we could wait the people take this thing out to the block. Get some signs, get a spot. We aligning with my pops. We the only people crying that the violence need to stop. Taking brothers out the hood, now we shining on your block. Many only thing can stop us is my God. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on the side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Keep it in the tribe. Yahweh on the side, we a bunch of young kings trying to let the spirit guide. Let the spirit guide. Stay in the book. When I leave home, I stay in the book. When my spirit low, I stay in the book. When I need more, I stay in the book. When I need I stay in the book. When I need to grow, I stay in the book. When I feel low, I stay in the book. I stay in the book. I stay in the book. Quote that, read that, stay in the book. When I leave home, I stay in the book. When my spirit low, I stay in the book. When I need more, I stay in the book. When I need I stay in the book. When I need to grow, I stay in the book. When I feel low, I stay in the book. I stay in the book. I stay in the book. Y'all been rock the body. How so much power coming out my body. I could turn water to the potent giant. Wish we had this when they smoked the Mayans. Quote that, read that, folks is lying. They never gon' teach what was written by them. They know the outcome don't provoke the lion. It's potent, so focus and don't deny it. I just take a hit and I'm choking by it. The Lord got smoke for the Goyim tyrants. They gon' get hit when your boy inspired. The Lord made vengeance with the words of Kayim. They live by the sword, so they dying by it. And I speak the word with the sword of fire. We above the birds, we are ordered higher. The border deserve the fire, like hold that, read that, stay in the book. When I leave home, I stay in the book. When my spirit low, I stay in the book. When I need more, I stay in the book. When I need I stay in the book. When I need to grow, I stay in the book. When I feel low, I stay in the book. I stay in the book. I stay in the book. Quote that, read that, stay in the book. When I leave home, I stay in the book. When my spirit low, I stay in the book. When I need more, I stay in the book. When I need I stay in the book. When I need to grow, I stay in the book. When I feel low, I stay in the book. I stay in the book. I stay in the book. Yabaraka Yadi. Feel the spirit moving through my soul and body. Everything I touch turn to gold and probably. If I stay in the spirit, I behold the godly. People learn to God when they strolling by me. Get a hold of God when I'm holding Bobley. Wrapped in a word like it's Cole and Mari. Cause I stay in this place like Cole and Tommy. Bold in the face of the Roman century. Molding my sons to be my own infantry. Protecting my wife when I hold her gently. Teaching my daughter how to know a mission. But sometimes I slip. And I lose my grip. and I lose my wisdom. So that's why I do this. I quote that, read that, stay in the book. When I leave home, I stay in the book. When my spirit low, I stay in the book. When I need more, I stay in the book. When I need I stay in the book. When I need to grow, I stay in the book. When I feel low, I stay in the book. I stay in the book. I stay in the book. Quote that, read that, stay in the book. When I leave home, I stay in the book. When my spirit low, I stay in the book. When I need more, I stay in the book. When I need I stay in the book. When I need to grow, I stay in the book. When I feel low, I stay in the book. I stay in the book. I stay in the book.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Ashar Shabbat, shalom, Shabbat, shalom. All praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Hey, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, 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 Adawan. What's going on, man? Ready to get it in again on this beautiful Shabbat. As usual, shalom to the people out there in the audience tuning in. Brothers and sisters, we definitely thank you for coming in and sharing this day with us, man. We're about to get into something real good, man. Definitely go ahead and take the time to take out your notebooks, papers, pens, all of that stuff, man. Take these notes down. It's very important, man. Very good subject, taking the Lord's name in vain and what that actually means, man. So, yeah, shalom to all my peoples that's in the building. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely remember to hit the like button, subscribe. Tell your friends about us, man. Shoot, the people that are needing to get this truth, man. Get the word out. Hey, we're here doing the work. You know what I'm saying? We out here in the highways and byways, the hedges, and everywhere, man. We're doing this work to bring back the children of Israel to the Most High and His law, statutes, and commandments, and the faith of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Shalom.
Hey, I'm smiling. I'm smiling, man. Brother said, it's Flocky. His sister said, I love the energy. Hey, listen, man, I've known this brother Kowal for years. You know what I'm saying? Love this brother. We've been working together, doing work together for years. You know what I'm saying? Just because he a new soldier in AHOS, that doesn't mean this brother ain't been around. This brother has been around, is bricking. And I feel the brother energy. Brother hit me up last night while he was on class. Yo, I don't know if I seen it while he was on class. He said, yo, man, if you need some help, I'm willing to get up on this class. And the brother seemed like a seasoned veteran. Because his brother's been working for a long time, man. So all praise to the Most High God, man. We pray to the Most High God for laborers. You know what I'm saying? Because the work is it's tiresome sometimes, man. It's a lot of work to do to wake up brothers and sisters, to edify the brothers and sisters who are already waking up. It's a lot of work to do, and the Most High God is providing. You know what I'm saying? With the new soldiers that's got energy, ready to put. Dang, my spot gone. Look at this brother Ben Young. Hey, but listen, man. The Wadi Yahweh, man. The Wadi Yahweh. Regardless of what we going through, regardless of where we at in our lives and the situations of our lives, we gotta say what? The Wadi Yahweh, man.
The Wadi Yahweh.
All the time, man. Let's throw the Wadi Yahwehs in the chat. If you're thankful to the Most High for anything, man, use your fingers, type it in the chat. If you can't type, say it to the Most High God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, Most High God, Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? For whatever it is that you're grateful for. You know what I'm saying? Take this opportunity, man. If you haven't done it today, do it again. He can never be praised or worshipped enough, man. So let's give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. We want to thank him. We want to ask and pray that he moves throughout our lives, throughout our nation, throughout this lesson. Please let the edification go forth. Let the message go to those who are meant to get it and receive it, you know. And we thank the Most High God for health, life, and just to be in His Word and the Spirit. Hallelujah. Hey, man, Shabbat, Shar Shabbat. To everybody in the chat, man. Hey, this brother Claw got me hyped, man. I felt that brother energy this morning, man. I ain't going front, bro. I was feeling a little off, man. I was just talking to Ben Yum Yum. I was feeling a little off, man. Brother came in there with fire. I love it.
Hey, man, we got to get it, Adawan. We got to get it. And the energy of the Most High is here, bro. We got to get in here. We got to do this work. If we say we love the Most High the way we say we do, man, we got to bring that fire. We got to bring that energy. There's no slacking in that. The Most High is not into any type of slothfulness or nothing, man. We got to pick our energies up. So I'm excited, man, because for me, again, I was stating this over in Passover, man. This is a new beginning for me. I'm happy that Yahweh saw something in me to put me in a place where brothers are growing and things, man. So, yo, I'm just ready to do this work, man, and get it in. All praises to the Most High.
God, let me grab. Matter of fact, grab me Sirach 43 and 30.
God.
Sirach 43 and 30. Since we in that type of spirit this morning, man. Hey, we're gonna be teaching a specific lesson today. Last week I feel like I feel like I was preaching, man. I feel like I had a lot on my spirit. I still got a lot on my spirit, but it's more refined into the lesson. But taking the Lord's name in vain, what does it mean? You know what I'm saying? How we misuse the term, or how we've been taught to misuse the term. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into it, man, let's get the scripture.
God. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 30. And that reads, when ye glorify Yahweh, exalt him as much as ye can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough.
Man, I love that, man. Be not weary, man. Be not tired. I ain't even gonna front. This is a reminder, because I get tired. I get down. But we can't be tired. We can't get down to exalt the Most High God, to thank him, to praise him and worship him, you know, in the midst of anything, the good times and the bad. We got to thank the Most High God, man. All right. Hey, so we're going to get into the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 7 to start this lesson. This is part of what you would see as part of the 10 Commandments.
Right.
This is something, Monica. Matter of fact, before we even start reading it, what do you take it as? Most people take it, or we've been taught, taking the Most High God's name in vain is saying, goddamn. If that word offends you, you know, we would say something like that. You know what I'm saying? We would say God, whatever, or I swear to God. You know, we would say things along those lines, and we'd be like, yo, don't take the Lord's name in vain. My grandmama used to say that. I don't know about y'all. But that was the kind of moniker that, or the lesson we was taught when it came down to taking the Lord's name in vain. Not even realizing or understanding that God is not his name. God is not even his name. You know what I'm saying? If you get into the word God, it means Elohim or Elohim, which is plural, which means power. When you get into the word God in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew, it means power. So we can't take power in vain, or we're not going to use it doesn't mean the same thing. Let me say it like that, Slocky. It doesn't mean the same thing. So let's read Exodus 20 and 7, and we're gonna go from there.
God. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 7. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy power in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Con. So I don't even know how to open this up or make it bigger.
No worries, Adawan. I could probably go ahead and pull it and make it bigger on my screen and read it if you need me to.
Yeah, I need to see. Let me see. I want to see. This is the word name, right? Shem. Shem. It translates Shem. You know. Can you see right here? What does that say in the outline of biblical usage?
Outline of biblical usage. Name. Number 2 is reputation, fame, glory. Number 3 is the name, a designation of God. And 4 is a memorial or monument.
So I want to focus on reputation, fame, and glory.
Right.
So when it says name, it does mean name as in what you would call someone, right? But in this instance, taking the Lord's name in vain is just not his name, but it's also his reputation, his fame, and his glory. I was trying to see, it doesn't show it on this lexicon. The other lexicon I have, it gets a little bit more into detail on how many different times it's been used. Oh yeah, it's right here. The King James translates Strong's H8034 in the following manner: name, renowned, fame, famous. It has all these different names or meanings behind the name. You know, when you deal with the word name. So I'm gonna take this off the screen, right? So do me a favor, read Deuteronomy 5 and 24.
God. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 24. And that reads, and ye said, behold, Yahweh our power have showed us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have even seen this day that Yahweh doth talk with man, and he liveth.
So what's the reason why we pulled the scripture, right? Because in the definition of the word Shem or name, you see reputation, fame, and glory. So read that one more time, Deuteronomy 5:24.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 24. And ye said, behold, Yahweh our power have showed us his glory and his greatness.
He showed us his glory, right? So what we've seen in the past of him bringing us out of Egypt was a show of his glory, was a show of his greatness, his power, his ability, his strength, all those different things that he has the ability to do or accomplish, right? Even his own reputation in his own name by giving an oath unto Abraham, you know what I'm saying, Isaac and Jacob, and accomplishing that oath by being there for their children. Continue to read.
And we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire.
So Salakia, when did we hear his voice out of the midst of the fire? When he was communing with Moses, when he was giving him the law, statutes, and commandments, when he was telling him what to do. All of that is his glory. You know what I'm saying? All of that is the Most High God's glory. Go ahead, finish that again.
We have seen this day that God doth talk with man, and he liveth.
So in Exodus 20, where we at, he literally is talking to man. He's literally speaking with thunders and roaring. He's telling people. The people got so nervous at the end of his communion with man, they stood afar off and was like, yo, Moses, please, you handle it. It's just too much for us to bear. He's literally speaking to man right here. You know what I'm saying? I have finished it up.
Let me get back to out of one. Deuteronomy 5 again.
Yeah, did you finish the verse?
Yeah, finish the verse on that.
All right, con. All right, so I want to go to next, right? So taking the name, so we understand the name meaning his reputation, his fame, and his glory, right? So I want to show y'all something else. I want to show y'all this. So this is showing Sav, which means in vain. It means vain, right? This is H7723. Can you read the outline of biblical usage for me?
God, outline of biblical usage. 1, emptiness, vanity, falsehood, emptiness, nothingness, vanity, emptiness of speech, lying, worthlessness of conduct.
So when you connect these, right, you got to get an understanding of taking the Lord's name in vain is taking his reputation, his fame, and his glory to be nothing or to be a lie. You know, these is what it means to take his. These are part of what it means to take his name in vain. Do me a favor, read Proverbs 6 and 16 through 19. This is something that the Most High God hates, right?
That's the
Proverbs
spirit,
6, 16 through 19. What's
Proverbs 6, 16 through 19. This is so funny. I got that marked. That's something that I usually talk about most of the time too.
I look at this as the seven deadly sins.
Right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue.
Hey, Salakia, pride is vanity, is vain, is because it profits you nothing being proud. It's the actually beginning of sin. You know what I'm saying? We see that in Sirach. It's the beginning of sin.
God.
So a proud.
Can I get that? Can I get that scripture to Adawan in Sirach? God. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 2, and it reads, Three sorts of men my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth. That first part definitely is, trying to be proud or whatever. That's something that the Lord, he definitely hates that. It's not cool at all.
I thought you was going to go to 10 and 12. Hit 10 and 12 and 13.
12. God.
10, 12, and 12.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 12. And that reads, one moment, Adawan, make sure I got my spot. Okay. 10 and verse 12. And that reads, the beginning of pride is when one departeth from God and his heart is turned away from his maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. Ooh, that's heavy.
Yeah. So this is like taking the Lord's name in vain, or part of it anyway, dealing with pride. Go ahead, back to Proverbs.
God. Proud look, a lying tongue.
A lying tongue, another thing that he hates, falsehood. You know what I'm saying? A lying tongue. Go ahead.
And hands that shed innocent blood. And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
Yo, it's nothing. Your profits you nothing when you devising wicked imaginations. The Most High God says, love your brother. Well, if you have imagining wicked imagination against your brother, against your sister, you know what I'm saying? This is a form of taking the Lord's name in vain also. Go ahead.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies.
Another falsehood. Go ahead.
And he that soweth discord among brethren.
Yo, all of that stuff is vanity. All of that stuff is pride. All of that stuff is nothingness and emptiness. It's really vain at the end of the day. Taking the Lord's name in vain. How do we even get to this place? Let's go back to Exodus. Let's go to chapter 24 for me. How do we even get to this place to be able to take the Lord's name in vain? If we didn't know God, if we didn't know the power of the Most High God, Yahweh, how would we be able to take his name in vain? We wouldn't know him, right? We wouldn't be able to. If I don't know, Eliel uses this all the time. If I don't know the laws in China, I can't break them. Because I don't live in China. I don't know the laws in China. I'm in America. How am I breaking them? The laws was never given to me. How do we take the Lord's name in vain unless we was actually given unto his given under his authority, or being placed under his being subjected unto him? Am I saying that right? Being subjected unto the Most High God. How do we take his Lord's name in vain? Let's read Exodus 24 and let's start at verse 3.
Guys, the book of Exodus chapter 24 and starting at verse 3, and it reads, and Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahweh and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yahweh have said will we do.
So it starts with an agreement. You being given a contract. You being said, like, listen, this is the deal. And you accepting that deal. That's where it starts. This is the deal, and you accepting that deal. You accepting your position under the Most High God and making him the de facto authority over your lives, not just your lives, but the lives of a nation and your children to come. That's where it starts, right? Continue to read on some more of
that. And Moses, verse 4, wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and builded an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh.
Yo, the reason why I read this, right, because there's an offering and there's blood, right? But the reason why I read this, because we have to offer ourselves as a living sacrifice.
Right.
We are continuing on a covenant with the Most High God, right? Through our own personal sacrifice each and every day. So when we violate that, we violate this covenant that we take with the Most High God, we're taking his name in vain. We're taking his glory, his reputation, all of those things to be nothing when we violate. That makes sense to y'all? I mean, y'all can read on more of this, you know what I'm saying? Because this is getting into the sprinkling of the blood of the people. You know what I'm saying? This is getting into the actual covenant of it all. So y'all can read that on more on your time. Go to Deuteronomy 5 and 11. Baba Kushah.
Deuteronomy chapter 5.
You want to hit on?
And verse 11 out of 1?
Con.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 11. And it reads, Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
What does it say right after that?
Right after that, it says, verse 12, Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee.
So it's saying, don't take the Lord thy God's name in vain. Right after that, it starts talking about the keeping the commandments. Right after that, it starts talking about keeping the commandments. Keep the Sabbath day as he has sanctified it and as he has commanded unto us. Go ahead, continue to read.
God. Verse 13. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any that of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou.
So taking the Lord's name in vain, right, is literally you made the commitment of keeping the Sabbath day, of honoring your mother and your father, of doing things according to the laws of the Most High God, right? Go to Numbers 15 and 32. I can't even front. I was sitting there struggling with this, and we understand what it says in Ecclesiastes, don't be over righteous over much. We in captivity. Some brothers and sisters got to work on the Sabbath day, and it's a struggle for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a new job, so I'm sitting here. I got a job. I got to work on the Sabbath. I'm like, man, do I take this job? You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the best position to decline it, but it don't fit right with my spirit. I took counsel over and over again, and I'm just like, man, the Most High God is gonna provide, so I got to believe in Him. But it just don't fit right in my spirit, and I'm not knocking the next brother because you got to do what you got to do, and you got to, you know what I'm saying, deal with the Most High God how you deal with it. But the fact of the matter is, we've made a covenant with our lives once we came into this truth, right? A living sacrifice that I'm gonna live a certain type of way. I'm not gonna go and rob and steal from my brother or deceive my brother or you know what I'm saying, sleep with my brother's wife. I can't move like that.
That's right.
But you'll make exceptions when it comes down to the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I ain't sitting there pointing the finger and causing any judgment on a brother. I'm just saying we're willing to do that. We're willing to make those exceptions. So you ask yourself, are you taking the Lord's name in vain? Let's show an example. Let's go to Numbers 15 and 32.
It's the book of Numbers chapter 15 and verse 32, and it reads, And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron and unto all the congregation. And he put him in ward because it was not declared what should be done to him.
And what the Lord said?
And Yahweh said unto Moses, The man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. And all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones, and he died as Yahweh commanded Moses.
Why? Why did he die? Why did he die, right? Because Deuteronomy 5 and 11 tells us in the reiteration of the law, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. He will not hold him guiltless. Listen, in those days, you would get put to death. Listen, let me tell you something. In the future, in the future, you will get put to death.
That's right.
Right now, we under grace. The only reason why we not dead right now, me, Kowal, everybody else up in here who violated the law, who did something, is because of sacrifice of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And the mercy that the Most High got. Well, the mercy of the Most High got first, and the sacrifice of Christ, man. That's the only reason why we ain't get put to death right now for the sins that we committed. But the fact of the matter is, we've been taking the Most High God's name in vain, as useless. You know what I'm saying? Living not according to His will and His purpose for our lives.
That's right.
You got something you want to add to that?
Ain't kind. I mean, that's just what it is. You can't be taking the Lord's name in vain, man. Christ, like, if anything, man, Christ said it best, and it really sums everything up. If you love Him, keep the commandments. At the end of the day, you can't go back on trying to do your own thing, man. Once you're in this thing, you have to do everything in your power to keep the commandments to the best of your ability. Now, of course, you know, just like Adawan was saying, some brothers might not be able to help it. They may be in certain situations. Some sisters may not be able to help it. You may be in certain situations, especially when it comes to us dealing with the people out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? But if you're doing your best to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, that's showing the Most High something. It's showing that you're trying. You're not trying to take His name in vain. You're holding on to the reputation of who He is and carrying out the law, statutes, and commandments, man. That's just what it is at the end of the day. I yield.
Con, that's just what it is. Let's go to Leviticus 24 and 11. Let's show another account in the book of Leviticus.
Guys, the book of Leviticus, chapter 24.
Let's
and what's that verse
11.
again? Verse 11. Guys, the book of Leviticus, chapter 24 and verse 11, and it reads, "And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed, and they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Debri, of the tribe of Dan."
Now, it doesn't get into specifics of what this man did. It said he blasphemed, and that's a good question, right? What does it mean to blaspheme? You know what I'm saying? What does it mean to do that, right? So you think about it, when you're dealing with the name of the Lord, he blasphemed the name of the Lord. He was talking about what? His fame, his glory, his reputation. You know what I'm saying? He was doing things to dishonor those things when he did what we brought out earlier, when he dealt with his name.
Right.
His renown, his you know what I'm saying, his fame. What did we say it was again? I'm gonna get it accurate. We said it was his reputation, his fame, and his glory.
Fame and his glory.
Yeah, his reputation, his fame, and his glory. So, you know, this dude did some things to violate those things, right? So we're gonna continue to read and kind of see what those things might have been. And I'm not gonna say directly, because the scriptures don't say directly. Me and y'all can talk about this the other day. But I'm gonna say that there's a good indication of what it is he might have done. Continue to read.
Verse 12. "And they put him in ward, that the mind of Yahweh might be showed them. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Bring forth him that have cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him."
So, you know, everything is done by the law. So 2 to 3 witnesses, all matters be established. Everybody who heard him do whatever he did, y'all got to be the ones to put your hands upon him and put him to death. Go ahead, continue to read.
God. Verse 15. "And thou shalt..."
What's the first word? What's the first word right there?
In verse 15. "And thou..."
Let me know when you're ready. He says the first word is "and." So this is a continuation of the last statement, right?
God.
When you see the first word of the new sentence or the new verse, it says "and." So this is a continuation of the last thought. Go ahead and read.
"And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curseth his God shall bear his sin. And he that blasphemeth the name..."
Because we continue on.
God. "And he that blasphemeth the name of Yahweh he shall surely be put to death, and all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger that as he that is born in the land, when he blasphemeth the name of Yahweh, shall be put to death. And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. And he that killeth a beast shall make it good, beast for beast. And if a man causeth a blemish in his neighbor, as he have done, so shall it be done to him.
Hey, Salakia, right there, right? So when you read all of these ands, because after that, it continues to go, a breach for breach, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and he that kills a beast shall restore it. You know what I'm saying? And it continues on to say there's one manner of law for the children of Israel and a stranger from another country. It's one law for everybody. Everybody got to abide to this law. No matter if you're a servant, if you're a stranger, if you're coming from a different tribe, it don't matter. You got to abide by this law. So when you're dealing with all of these things, right, it seems to indicate that this brother not only cursed his reputation, his fame, and his glory, he violated commandments. He possibly might even kill somebody, or the person, or the guy's animal. You know what I'm saying? Or cause some kind of harm to a man. All of these are violations of the commandments.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So blaspheming the way, and like I said, this is me looking into the scriptures and trying to make sense of it by what's read. So all of these things put together can indicate that this brother violated the law, statutes, and commandments and got put to death. Just the same as that brother who picked up sticks on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? There's no easier let go. You picked up sticks on the Sabbath. Nah, you get to sit down for 2 weeks. Go sit in the corner or do some planks. Go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't get, you know what I mean? You don't get no food for, no. You got put to death. So why do Yahweh for his mercy, man? Let's go to, hey, shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Adawan. Still on mute, Adawan.
His mic issues. I don't know. You had the same issues last week. Let's go to Leviticus 19 and 12.
God. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, and starting at verse 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am Yahweh.
That's right, man. So part of using the Lord's name in vain is swearing by his name. We already went through how we took the oath under Moses. The blood was sprinkled on our ancestors, and that trickles down to their children. You know what I'm saying? Continuation from generation to generation.
Right.
You know, we've literally swore by his name, but it says don't swear by his name falsely. So what is it saying? It says on God. You know how young people say, you know what I'm saying? Or brothers that say like on my mama. I used to use the term all the time on everything I love. You swearing on something that's supposedly being greater than you. And we'll get to an example of that a little later. So some of those things occurred. So we'll get into some of those things a little later. But the fact of the matter, go to Ezekiel 36 and 20 for me, right? It says, you should not swear by my name falsely, neither shall thou profane the name of the Lord thy God. So what does it mean to swear by his name falsely, right? Say you want to do something and not do it. Not live up to your oath or to the commitment that you've made. And I think I'm going to get into that a little bit more a little later. But right now we want to focus on neither shall thou profane the name of the Lord thy God, because he is Yahweh. He is the Most High God. So let me get to Ezekiel 36 and 20.
36. And what was the verse again, Adawan?
Verse 20.
Verse 20. And that reads, and when they entered into the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name, when they said to them, these are the people of Yahweh, and are gone forth out of his land.
So when we went into captivity, what do we end up doing? We profane the Most High God's holy name. Why? How? by taking the ways of the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
We dismissed his shalom. There we go. There we go. Yo, we dismissed the ways of the Most High God to take on the characteristics of the heathen. That's making his glory void. Part of his glory is for us is the law, statutes, commandments, because it's wisdom.
That's right.
That's part of the Most High God's glory, man. His wisdom that's above anybody else's wisdom that's ever been, that ever will be.
That's right.
And when we take on another culture's glory or another culture's wisdom or another people's assimilate to another people group, we have blasphemed. You know what I'm saying? We are profaned, Barakatah. We are profaned the name of the Lord thy God. Let me get Romans 2 and 23 and 24. Stay where you at, Kawal. If you could read that for me, Ben Yamya.
God.
Because I want to read verse 23 in that Ezekiel 36. Kawal, let me finish.
Got you, Adawan.
God, this is the book of Romans. Is that 2 and 23?
2 and 23 and 24.
God, this is the book of Romans, chapter 2. If my Bible will let me get there. There you go. Chapter 2, verse 23. Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonorest thou God?
Yo, you making boast of the law, and then you break the law. You dishonor the Lord, man. Go ahead.
Verse 24. For the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
The name of the Lord is blasphemed amongst the Gentiles through you when you don't keep your commitment, man. You know what I'm saying? When you don't keep your commitment. Let's go to Ezekiel 36 and 23.
Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 23, and it reads, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith Yahweh, thy power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
So how does he sanctify us, right? By turning us back into the law, statutes, and commandments, turning us back into believing in him wholeheartedly.
That's right.
Right.
So to profane his name is to go away from the Most High God. To be sanctified is to come back and be holy again, be set apart again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because he said he will do it. Go ahead, continue to read more on this.
God, verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you.
What's the water, Ben Yamyan?
The wisdom.
How can we prove that?
Let me get the book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse 3.
The book of Sirach, chapter 15 and verse 3. And it reads, with the bread of understanding shall she feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink.
That's right, man. And the Most High God is going to remove us not only out of the land and around the other heathens, around the other nations, but mentally and spiritually, filling us with wisdom and understanding, man.
Right.
You know? And that's how we can become clean. It's not about, listen, I ain't this ain't a class about the baptism, but it's not about an actual dunking in the water. And if you choose to do that, you choose to do that. But it's about being spiritually and mentally cleansed, you know what I'm saying, from all the filth that pollutes you. Well, let's read some more on that.
God, verse 26, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh.
Now we know the heart is the mind. Go ahead, continue to read.
God. Verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
You know the greatest thing I want?
Mm-hmm.
Christians say the law is done away with, or better yet, we're in the second covenant, right? And what the brother just read, right? The Most High said He will put His what? The words into your heart, and that's what and that's what it say,
Yeah.
right? So why we got churches right now, huh? Why we gotta go to a building to hear a man say, "Ushers, close the door." I said, "Close the door." Right? Why we still doing that then?
Right.
Why are we still doing that? That's the question, right? You have to see. This is the thing, to our brothers and sisters stuck in Christianity, they have to understand that we have to read this book for ourselves because we are responsible for our own salvation. I mean, us three brothers up here, yes, we are doing our best to give you guys the word, but if you don't read, guess what? You're doomed to die to death. You understand? So that's just my little piece on that one.
Con. That's why sometimes I don't read the whole thing. I want y'all to go back and read it. If y'all haven't read it before, go back and get reading. If you haven't read it in a long time, you know what I'm saying? Go back and read some more.
Mm-hmm.
Where was you at, Kowal?
It was verse 27.
All right, read 27, 28, and then I wanted you to jump back up to 22. But yeah, read 27, 28.
Verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Verse 28, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your God.
Yo, this right here is prophecy. This is prophecy what will come to fruition, what will come true. But the fact of the matter is, we've already defamed his name. You know what I'm saying? But why would he do this? Why would he do this to a filthy people? Read 22 for me.
Verse 22. Therefore, saith unto the house of Israel, let me clear this up. He's only talking to Israel. He's not talking to Moab, Ammon, the Girgashites, the Egyptians. He's not talking about any other nation. Okay? So if we got any Christians in the room.
I ask people, where are the Australians in this book? I've never seen them before.
I've never seen the people down under.
There's only 18 nations in the Bible. And it reads, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith Yahweh thy power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake.
No, his holy name, what does that mean? His glory, his reputation. You know what I'm saying? Right. We talked about this earlier, right? Go ahead, finish that up.
God, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went.
That's right, man. He does this because of his name's sake, of his reputation's sake, because he has chosen us and picked us out of all the peoples on the earth. We only as has he known of all the families of the earth. He has to punish us for our iniquities. But you know what else he does? What else he does? He lifts us up out of the dunghill.
That's right.
He sets us among princes, as it say in 1 Samuel. You know what I'm saying? To be among princes is the prince of the power with God, Yasharallah.
That's right. And that's the thing. The Most High does not tell us to do something that he doesn't do. You understand? So for his own glory, for his own name's sake, he does what he has to do, what he promised. You understand? So, like, based on, because it's his reputation at stake, right? The Most High is not gonna tell you not to keep. He's not gonna say not to keep his, say his name in vain, right? Or not to tarnish his reputation. Why would he tarnish his own reputation himself? You gotta look at that as well.
God. Hey, read Leviticus 19 and 12 again.
To Leviticus chapter 19.
I got that. You were still in Ezekiel, right?
Now
I'm still in Ezekiel.
I'm done with Ezekiel. If you don't got that, go to Deuteronomy 6 and 13. But somebody give me Leviticus 19 and 12 real quick.
You got that out of one?
Yeah, okay. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am Yahweh.
That's right, man. So we dealt with profaning the name of the Lord, but swearing by the name falsely, right? We dealt with the what I call the 7 deadly sins in Proverbs chapter 6. You know, let's go to Deuteronomy 6 and 13.
Guys, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 13, and it reads, Thou shalt fear Yahweh thy power, and serve him, and shall swear by his name.
So we should fear the Most High God. And in the law, it says we should swear by his name, honestly and true. Honestly and true. And we see this, right? Because we was given wisdom. We took an oath. So swear by his name and commit yourself to his name and have an earnest fear of repercussions if you violate these things. This is what the scripture is saying, right?
That's right, Adawan.
Matthew 23 and 16.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 16, and it reads, oh, sorry, wrong page. And they sent, oh, that's 22. Lucky. Yeah, man, these Bible pages too thin, man. 23 and 16. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor.
Hey, yo, so what's being said, right? It says, woe is destruction or coming destruction unto the blind guides. A lot of people, a lot of elders, a lot of leaders in Israel, particularly in that time, even to this very day, right, will lead you astray. And this is another way of using the Most High God's name in vain, right? Woe unto you, blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple. Well, what is the temple? This temple was the thing we would use to sanctify. Or purify, or if I have an issue, I will go to the temple. You know what I'm saying? We are the temple in this day and age, right? Who dwells in the temple? The Spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it says, "Whosoever shall swear by the temple is nothing." So if I make an oath, right, by the Spirit that dwells in me, it's convicting me to do what's right. Yo, I'm going to do that. And I believe in that. You going to tell me that's nothing? You're going to tell me my faith is nothing? Brothers will use the Lord's name in vain by leading you into that direction. Have you believing in materialistic things? Gold, jewelry, cars. Yo, give me your money. Yo, just donate.
Plant a seed.
Give me. Yeah, plant a seed. Watch it not grow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers will put that more emphasis on the faith. You know what I'm saying? On being sanctified, or the place you can go to where the Lord is. Let's continue to read.
Verse 17. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctified the gold?
What's greater? The gold, the gift? Hey, listen. What's greater? I'm gonna say it. The gift that destroyeth the heart. I think you brought that out last night.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 7.
What's greater? Or the thing that sanctifies the thing, man? Or the Spirit is given in, or the Spirit is received in, or the Spirit, the purpose of it all. Let's continue to read.
Verse 18. And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing. But whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty.
Yo, you see what I'm saying? You swearing by the gift. If you making that gift more important than the purification or the reason behind it or the faith and belief, It is nothing. You gotta watch what you say, man. You better watch what you say. Come on. If y'all want to add something, man, you know, I'm moving though. Come on.
Verse 19, ye fools and blind. For whether is greater, the gift or the altar. Sorry, did I read that already?
Yeah, you did, but it's okay.
No,
go ahead.
I didn't. Oh, yeah, I did read that. Verse 19, ye fools and blind. For whether it is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift. Whoso therefore shall swear by the altar, sweareth by it, and by all things thereon. And whoso shall swear by the temple, sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein.
Oh, and by him you swear. Listen, it's we're gonna get into why we shouldn't be swearing, right? But this is saying, man, yo, if I wanna, and it's coming real close. I don't want to jump the gun. But if I wanna make it known that I'm speaking the truth, we tend to swear on things that's more powerful than us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We tend to put our names on something so you can believe it. And it's the same thing. I swear on my name. But if you swear on the altar, you're swearing on something that dwells in the altar, that dwells in the temple, and that's the spirit of the Most High God. And one thing you can't do is blaspheme the spirit of God.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blaspheme the name of God. You can't continue to use his name as being nothing. Let's continue to finish that off, and we're going to move to the next point.
Okay. Verse 22. And he that shall swear by heaven sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon.
That's what I'm talking about, man. If we making these oaths, if we swearing on anything that's above us, is swearing on the throne of heaven, we're swearing to the Most High God. We must accomplish any task that we make that oath or we make that swearing on, that we make that vow to. Let's go to Hebrews. Y'all got something you want to add to that?
I do. I got something to add to that. Salakia, Matthew chapter 5, verse 34.
Hold that.
Christ put some emphasis on that. I felt it.
We're gonna go back to it. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, we're gonna come back to it really soon. Let's read this, and then actually that's the next part right after this. So let's go to Hebrews 6 and 13. And Salaki, I ain't mean to just cut you off, but it's right there in my notes.
No, it's all good, Adawan. It's all good.
I'll let you get in there on that though, for sure. Let's go to Hebrews 6 and 13. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna read that down to 19.
Guys, the book of Hebrews, chapter 6 and verse 19.
13.
I'm sorry, 13. Salakia. For when God made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself.
So even the Most High God swears on his own name, because there's nobody greater than him. There's no name greater than him. So when he makes a promise, he swears on his own name to keep his promise. Go ahead.
God. Verse 14, saying, surely blessing I will bless thee, and multiplying I will multiply thee.
Which he has done. Go ahead.
And so, after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. For men verily swear by the greater, and an oath for confirmation is to them an end of all strife.
So this is what we do, right? This is what we do. This is what scripture says, for men verily swear by the greater. An oath for confirmation. It's to end the strife. It's to show you that I'm sincere and I'm real and I believe in what I'm saying is true. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If I ask somebody, oh, listen, can I hold this? I promise I'll give it right back to you. Yo, you are actually making an oath with that person that you're going to accomplish this goal.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
God. Verse 17, wherein Yahweh willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath.
So the Most High God was willing to show his heirs of promise, the children of Israel, from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob to the Israelites, all the heirs of promise, right? The immutability, which means unchangingness of his counsel, the unchangingness of his laws, the unchangingness of the words that he spake, all the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Confirm all these things by an oath. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, continue to read.
Verse 18, that by two immutable things in which it was impossible for God to lie, we might have a strong consolation who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us.
That's right, man. So by two immutable things, blessing and multiplying. You know what I'm saying? The covering. We may have it. First of all, it's impossible for the Most High God to lie.
That's right.
Number one. Number two, right, is a strong consolation. That if we need a refuge, the Most High God is it. He is the protector from the sun and the wind and the rain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He will protect you in the midst of turmoil and also be there for you to watch you grow, help you grow, feed you, bring you through a den of ravaging wolves. You know? Let's go to Matthew 5:31.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 31.
Which verse did you want to read, Kowal?
The whole thing, Matthew chapter 5, verses 34 through 37.
I want to start at 31, right? And this is a reason why I want to start at 31. Because when we're dealing with an oath, right? Read verse 31 first.
All right, kind. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 31. It had been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement.
Read 32.
But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committed adultery.
So why am I reading this, right? Because marriage is an oath.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is an oath not only to your partner, but to the Most High God.
That's right.
There's no way that you should break that oath except for what Christ says, which is fornication. If there's any other reason outside of that, you can't break that oath. You know what happens when you break an oath to the Most High God? You get punished for it.
Yep.
What's the punishment for committing adultery?
Death.
You get put to death, right? Isn't it the same thing we was talking about with a brother picking up sticks on the Sabbath day?
Gone.
This is taking the Most High God's name in vain. It literally is, man. We're using his name or the oath that we made to him as being nothing, as being useless. If a sister commits fornication, she took that oath as being nothing or useless. Y'all understand?
Yeah.
The reason why we brought this out, man. Give me Ecclesiastes 5:4.
Why I just would say precept out of one, but now you just want to take my precept. Everything good, man. Dang.
It's all right. You can bring it out there.
Yeah, God. You know what? God, this is the book of the book of Sirach.
No.
Ecclesiastes.
God, that's what I want.
That wasn't your precept there, bro.
No, it was my precept. Put your eye on your lip, right? That's my fault. Book of Ecclesiastes. That's my fault. I read it wrong. Let me see. Oh, where? The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 4. It reads. Man, I'm sorry using my phone, man. This Bible just.
Hey, brother. Don't blame it on the Bible, man. Now he muted himself. He just didn't want to read it.
That's my fault. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 4. When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he had no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed.
Read verse 5.
Better is it that thou shouldest not vow, than that thou shouldest vow and not pay.
Hey, yo, this right here was such wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
This is, yo, we read all throughout the Bible where there's vows being made, there's oaths being made, there's this, that, and the third, right? But this is so much wisdom that Christ goes into this. He starts teaching this, right? Read this one more time. It says, when thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it. For he has no pleasure in fools. You a fool if you ain't paying this vow. You ain't committing or doing what you said you was going to do. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Do it. Pay it. Accomplish the goal. Like don't play with it, man. Most High God is a dangerous entity, man. Don't play with him, man. You better have fear that we talked about earlier. Fear of the Lord.
Listen, right? if you take out that loan, you better not defer on that, boy. Because the repossession may just be your life.
Oh wow!
It just might be your life right there, my guy.
Hey, that's a great parable.
God.
Ooh.
You say when we get it.
I'm looking at Salaki. I'm actually looking at the verses after that, and it really refers back to Deuteronomy 6:13, which we just covered in regards to fearing the Most High. Got to be careful with what you say, man.
Even Sirach says you could start a fire or you could put it out, and it both comes from the mouth. So be careful with the things that you speak. All right.
That's right. Let's go to Matthew. What happened?
Let me get another precept, right?
All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and 23. You got that?
Go ahead, read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. You be in my other Bible.
I do. I'm gonna read it. We're gonna read it right after this, but we're gonna start at 21. We're gonna read it right after we read this. Let's go to Matthew 5:33, and then we're gonna read that down to 37.
You see, family, when you working with a brother for so long, man, you can't even get your own precepts no more. Everything's shared, man. Everything's shared.
And listen, it's not your precept, it's the Lord's precepts, brother.
God with God, all praises.
That's right. God, where was that?
We in Matthew 5, and we're gonna start at verse 33.
33.
33. Okay. Verse 33. Again, ye have heard that it had been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Lord thine oaths.
So forswear thyself, or make a swearing, or oath. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne.
We just read that, right? If we swear by God, it's God's throne. We just read that, right? But what is Christ teaching us? Y'all don't pay what y'all owe. Salaki, if you use the word. Y'all don't pay what y'all owe. Y'all don't. So you know what? Don't even swear, because you're gonna use the Lord's name in vain, and you're gonna be put to death. Don't do it. Don't play with him. I don't even want to give you the option to play around with him. This is what's Christ teaching right here.
That's right.
Don't play with him.
Because there ain't much playing him. I can tell you that. Ain't much playing him.
Go ahead.
God, verse 35. Verse 35. Nor by the earth, for it is his footstool. Neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king.
Yo, don't swear by nothing. The earth belongs to the Most High God. It's his footstool. Jerusalem belongs to the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? The city of the great king. Listen, yo, everything belongs to the Most High God. Continue on.
Okay. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black.
Yo, you can't change. Yo, you can't change the color of your hair, man. Yo, I can't even make my hair grow in certain areas of my head. You know what I'm saying? It's thinning. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Go ahead.
Let me read that again. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. You can't even say on my hair, bro. Hey, what?
Because
You
you
know
got
what
no
I'm saying?
control, you got no real control over it. No
I
matter
know.
how much oils or stuff you drink or teas you drink, you don't have complete control over your own self, man.
That's right.
Right.
That's crazy. Verse 37 though. But let your communication be let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For sorry, I just messing. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Yo, let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. So instead of you swearing, let your communications be yea or nay.
Right.
Don't try to yo on my mama, on my hood. You know what I'm saying? None of that.
All that's dead, Adawan. No more on God and none of that. That whole slang term is dead. Stop swearing, y'all. Stop it.
Yeah. Cut it
Swear to
out.
God. Swear to God.
Yo.
Like they be on
Yo,
that. They be on
cut
that.
that out, man. Cut that out. We got
For real.
brothers in this truth still doing that, thinking that their message is being conveyed. Now, what happens if you don't go about doing what you swear to God that you're going to do?
You gotta pay that.
What happens if you don't do that? Now, hold up. What happened? Asking the question, right? What happens if you swear that you're going to do something to somebody, right, that doesn't involve forgiveness? Y'all understand the question I'm asking? What happens when you swear that you're going to do something to somebody that doesn't involve forgiveness? Why is the Most High dealing with you? Because he needs you to forgive others so he can forgive you. So if you swearing to God, the earth, your hair, your feet, who the Most High God's in control of everything, that you're going to do something to somebody, or if you made a commitment that you're going to do something and it doesn't involve forgiveness, the Most High God is not going to forgive you. He's not going to let that slide. Y'all don't believe me? Read Matthew 6. Read Matthew 6 and what's that? 13, 14? Give me that real quick.
Okay.
God. The book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 14, and it reads, "For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses."
So if you make an oath or a vow or you swear to the Most High God that you're gonna do X, Y, and Z, you have to commit yourself to that. That means you taking forgiveness off the board. Y'all feel what I'm saying? If you swear that you're gonna accomplish something to your wife or to your husband, and then you make a promise to the Most High God that whatever, you took forgiveness off the board, man.
Right.
To your brother, to your sister, you took forgiveness off the board. Like I don't understand. I don't know if y'all really get what I'm saying, man. Yo, it's very easily for us to be in a salvation issue when we use our mouths and say what we want to do to somebody, or what, you know what I'm saying, what we're going to do, not thinking that I gotta forgive. It's better if you just shut your mouth and deal with the issue internally until you get to the point that you can forgive, instead of making an oath to the Most High God or swearing on something and be put in a box now.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, but I be needing forgiveness from the Lord.
And
maybe y'all perfect. Maybe y'all everybody good. Y'all can say what y'all want to say and accomplish every goal. If y'all want to kill somebody, y'all can kill them. If y'all want to renege on the deal, y'all can do that. Listen, I can't move like that. You know what? And I'm not gonna move like that. But as many issues as I have, you know what I'm saying? That's one of them I don't. I ain't taking the Lord's name in vain. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to making an oath to the Lord and not trying my best to accomplish that.
that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Like the other one. So you had brought up a precept a few scriptures ago. Can't remember. I think that's when I first jumped on, right? But it was basically saying somebody who, who swears, to the Most High is like a fool, right? So I got a precept.
I was Ecclesiastes. You read Ecclesiastes 5 and 4.
Oh, it's Ecclesiastes. My fault. But in Ecclesiastes, it said you're a fool, right? So let's go to Proverbs real quick. Proverbs 10 and 14, all right? Because you did talk about being wise and having wisdom, right? Which is that water. So it reads, wise men lay up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. Right? But Slakia, is that it doesn't supposed to say that. No, the one I was looking for is saying that a wise man holds his tongue. Maybe that's the wrong precept.
Now that's actually a good precept, Adawan, because swearing, if you're not being wise enough in what it is that you're saying, definitely that's something can be used for sure.
No, I mean,
end in the destruction.
This one's a good precept too, but I don't know why I know it as a wise man holds his tongue.
What verse you called?
It was Proverbs 10 and 14.
That's not it.
I mean, yeah, in a way it is it, but it isn't worded the way I thought. Because I remember reading it as a wise man holding his tongue. Right? But I mean, it's basically saying the same thing.
Yeah, right? It doesn't say that? I thought it did. Proverbs. Are you reading Proverbs from
14?
I mean, it's saying the same thing. Wise men lay up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction.
You know what? I might have read that in a different translation and probably translated to that. And I always remember it that way. All right, kind of.
It's saying the same thing.
It's saying the same. It was just because the words were a little bit different. That's why I was like confused. But yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing. It shows wisdom not to blurt out something to the Most High, to swear on His name, to swear that you will do something in His name or whatever. If you ain't gonna pay that debt, don't do it. Right?
That's right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23 and 21. Let's start there. Another precept for what you just read is Proverbs 21 and 23 also.
All right, mark that one up.
All right, it's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, and starting at verse 21. And thou shalt vow a vow unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not slack to pay it, for the Lord thy God will surely require it of thee, and it would be sin in thee.
So it is a sin for you not to pay your vow, right? Go ahead.
Verse 22. But if thou shalt forbear to vow, it shall be no sin in thee.
So if you don't make that vow, right, there's no sin in you. Now Benjamin wanted 20, he wanted 23.
Verse 23. That which is gone out of thy lips, thou shalt keep and perform, even a free will offering, according as thou hast vowed unto the Lord thy God, which thou hast promised with thy mouth.
All right. And that just goes into whatever you say to the Lord that you will do, you better do it. Right? Because I don't know, you bringing up that story about the man and his daughter. I forgot that account. But
no,
I
wasn't gonna bring up that account, but that's a good account though. The man who swore that the first person that comes back if they win the war, the first person he sees, you know what I'm saying, he was sacrificed, and he ended up sacrificing his daughter. Yeah, it's a great account. You muted.
It's like my sword's laying on my computer, but he had to do it. That's the thing that you have to understand. He didn't like, oh Lord, oh yeah, you can have mercy on me because I said something I shouldn't have said. No, you have to pay. I don't care who you swore, on or whatever. Like I didn't care who you had said it would be. You still have to do it because that's what you said to me, and I'm gonna make good on my name. You understand? So Be careful of what you say.
Hey, go to Numbers chapter 5 real quick. I want to read this account real fast, right? Numbers chapter 5 and start at verse 12 for me.
All right.
Let me get Kowal to read that. I'll get shot.
You got it.
The book of Numbers, chapter 5, and starting at verse 12, and it reads, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, and a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept close, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her, neither she be taken with the manner, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance.
So basically, what are we reading, right? So if you as a man are thinking that a wife is cheating on you, but you have no evidence, you haven't caught him in the act, right? But you got the spirit of jealousy on you, you can bring them to the priest, right? And this is what the priest will have to do. Can continue to read.
Verse 16, and the priest shall bring her near and set her before Yahweh, and the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water, and the priest shall set the woman before Yahweh, and uncover the woman's head, and put the offering of memorial in her hands, which is the jealousy offering, and the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causeth the curse.
There's a reason why I'm reading all of this. Continue to read.
And the priest shall charge her by an oath and say unto the woman.
Hold on, slow down. Read that again.
And the priest shall charge her by an oath.
Yo, listen, all of those things he putting together, it's the oath. It's the oath. Understand what I'm saying here. I'm putting these things together, right? This is what the priest is supposed to do. Put all these stuff together, and it's going to be bitter. And all this stuff, it can make a curse. But it's not effective until you make an oath. You know what I'm saying?
Done.
You make an oath. Continue to read.
And say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water, and causeth the curse. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thine husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain with thee beside thine husband, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. And the priest
oath is there again. Because of your oath, you will be charged with the oath of cursing. This bitter water, this bitter stuff that he's putting together is going to be activated by your lies and deception, by your unwillingness, you know what I'm saying, to be truthful to the Most High God's oath, or using his name in vain.
God.
Go ahead, finish that up.
And the priest shall say unto the woman, Yahweh make thee a curse and an oath among thy people, when Yahweh doth make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell.
So the Most High God, man, back in the days, he had this ingredient, put some ingredients together, a drink that a woman would drink. You know what I'm saying? But it's the vow. It's the oath. And if you swear that you didn't do it, what does it say? Your belly, what does it say? Your thigh would rot and the belly would swell.
Right.
You have adverse reaction to this chemical, not just because of what you took, but because of your oath. Immediate punishment because of your words, man.
That was the first. That was the first lie detector test, Shalom.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
But the consequences for lying was deadly repercussions.
That's right. That's right. Hey, listen, in the book of Numbers, you had it so and just to talk about this, we're gonna move through it, right? In the book of Numbers, chapter 30:2, you had it so I'm reading myself. It says, if a man vow a vow unto the Lord or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Right? Verse 3 says, if a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, her bond wherewith she has bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond with which she has bound her soul shall stand. So what is this saying, right? The man has an authority over his daughter in her house. So if a woman makes a vow, right, the father has the right to disannul that vow, being that she's his possession. You know what I'm saying? But you as a man, right, can't just turn a blind ear. Oh, she decided to do that. I'm gonna just turn a blind ear. You can't do that. You can't do that because you're responsible for not only your vow, but your daughter's vow.
God.
Let's go to 30:6. It says, you want to read it for me, or should I read?
God, I got you, Adawan. The book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse 6, and it reads, and if she have at all an husband, when she vowed or uttereth aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that she heard it, then her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand.
Go ahead, verse 8.
But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, and then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and Yahweh shall forgive her.
So this is a law when it's dealing with a wife and a daughter. It sounds really similar to me, don't it? Sounds like the exact same thing.
God.
Because in all reality, according to the law, right, the wife is the husband's possession. The daughter is the father's possession. So you as a husband, if your wife vows a vow, you know what I'm saying, you gotta stop it right then, or you turn up. You gotta make. If she don't do that, that's on you too.
Yep.
That's on you too. If your daughter vows a vow, if you don't stop it right there, if you don't check it as soon as you hear it, that's on you too.
That's why when I hear, my kids say stupidness, I be like, not today. Cut that out. We ain't doing that.
That's right. That's right. And you should do that. We should do that. We should normalize doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Society say it's not normal for a man to step in for his wife. Nowadays, a father to even interfere in his daughter or child's life as much as he should.
Right.
But we have to be careful because we run the risk of taking the Most High God's name in vain.
Mm-hmm.
Vowing vows which seem like nothing, right? It seems like it's nothing. Look, even when you go to court and you put your hand on the Bible, right? If you're going to say something, man, you better tell the truth, because forget the court, forget the judge, forget America's society. You vowing an oath to the Most High God.
Right.
So anything you do, anything you put your name on, and you put an oath onto, you have to accomplish that. That's why it's so important to watch what you say. Y'all can continue reading more on that and get more into the vows, dealing with husbands, dealing with wives, all of that, and more in that chapter, right? But I want to hit Leviticus 5:1 real quick.
It's a lock out of one.
Uh-huh.
Were you gonna go into Acts 5?
Nah, I wasn't. But you can. I'm going to wrap my lesson up. I'm trying to
Yeah.
shorten it. But if you want to, you can.
You trying.
I'm really in.
I'll come in once you're done. I'll bring up Acts 5 once you're done.
Let's get Leviticus 5:1. And then I want to hit 4 and 5.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1, and it reads, "And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness whether he have seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity."
This says, if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and there's a witness, so somebody sinned, man, and you witness that sin or that swearing of that sin, it says you gotta utter it. You gotta say something.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? He's taking the Lord's name in vain.
That's right.
That's possible. Remember the dude who got into it with the guy and he got put to death? Not the one who picked up sticks, but the other one. This is saying the same thing. If somebody, he said all the witnesses got to put your hands on him. All the witnesses of his cursing got to put your hands on him. They're saying the same thing. If you see it, you got to say something. That's it, verse 4.
Verse 4. Or if a soul swear, pronouncing with his lips to do evil or to do good, whatsoever it be that a man shall pronounce with an oath, and it be hid from him, when he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty in one of these.
Verse 5.
And it shall be, when he shall be guilty in one of these things, that he shall confess that he hath sinned in that thing.
So one of the things that you can do, man, is confess your sin. You can stand bold and be front about it. Get in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, man, if you make that sin and you continue on, you make a covering not the Most High God's spirit. And we have to watch these things, man. These things are the ticket, the path to total destruction. Salvation issues. Go ahead, Benjamin. You want to bring that out before I close it? Before I finish up my last precept?
God, let me bring it out. Hey, Qual, get Acts 5:1.
Another one. It's the book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 1. And that reads, "But a certain man named Ananias, with Sapphira his wife, sold a possession and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it, and bought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet."
Right. So this is going into the early church. They were commissioned by Peter to sell their possessions and give that proceeds to the church. Right. Now remember, Peter is the rock of the church. He was basically ordained to be that by Christ himself, right? Because he said, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Okay? Keep reading.
Yeah. Verse 3, "But Peter said, Ananias, why hath Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land?"
So now going into swearing to the Most High or keeping the oath that you make to God. Peter is the man that's heading the ministry of God, right? You're going to now lie to a man that had the authority given to him by God. It's the same thing as you lying to God himself or to the Most High himself, right? So if you say you're going to do something, you pay that debt.
That's right.
Right? That is because when listening to Ottawa's class, it brought this account back to me, right? You have to pay. You can't just say I'm gonna do something, but then you only give half of it or part of it. Nah, he required the whole thing. All right. You can't be like, oh, I did the best I could. No. You do that thing that you say you was gonna do. You do it just like how you say you're gonna do it. You don't want to leave nothing to chance, right? That's why a wise man keeps his lip closed. If you know you can't do what you say you're about to do, don't say it at all. Right? Keep it. Finish it up.
God. Verse 4. While it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto Yahweh.
But unto Yahweh. You don't lie to us. You lie to him. And he knows the heart, right? Jeremiah says that, right? Jeremiah 17:9. He searches the heart, right? He tries the reins. So you ain't lying to us. We ain't even worrying about that. You don't care about your life. That's really what it is, because you ain't talking to men. You're talking to God at this point. Right? So what happened to him? What was his punishment?
And Ananias, verse 5, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost. And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
Man. And I'm only going to get in the account of Ananias. No, I'm not even going to talk about his wife at this point. Or you think I got time to do that? I don't know.
It's the same point. Y'all read what happened to him. Y'all read
what happened to his wife.
Yeah, I'll be trying to give people something to read, man. Go back into it and read what happened to his wife if you don't remember.
Okay. But the point of the matter is, pay what you owe. Don't hold back nothing. Right? So it don't have to be money. Whatever, even if you say, hey, I'm gonna go to camp every Shabbat, rain, sleep, or so, you better do that. Don't hold nothing back. So but if you know you can, and your boss might want to make you work on Shabbat, don't do it. Don't do it. You understand? That's something you're not even in control of, right? Don't even swear by your hair. Because you can't turn it gray nor white. So you can't control if it's black or white. Come on. You understand? It's a serious thing, right? I might sound like I'm joking, but it's a serious matter. Right? Okay. You got it one.
Let me get James 5 and 12. We're going to reiterate what we read earlier, and then let me get Psalms 50 and 14.
So James 5 and 12.
Yep, we read this in Matthew 5 earlier. But James reiterated this point.
God, this is the book of James, chapter 5, verse 12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea, and your nay be nay, lest ye fall into condemnation.
Look, man. Affirmative, you're going to do something. Yes. No need to swear. No need to make an oath. Just say yes or say no. No, hey, listen, it's okay. Normalize saying no. Like, if you don't want to do it, if you can't make it happen, if you think there could be a possibility of an issue, say no. The person just got to deal with it. You don't want to do it or you can't do it. Say no. Normalize making a yay, or nay.
Right.
Or else it's very easy for you to fall in condemnation. And that's destruction. That's accusations. That's being put up on trial for a sin or a fault. Let me get the book of Psalms 50, 14, and 15.
So 14 and 15.
Psalms 50 and 14 and verse 15.
God, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 14. Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me.
That's right, man. Offer unto God thanksgiving, thank the Most High God, and pay your vows. Make sure you do what you said that you was going to do. It says, and call upon him in the day of trouble, and he will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify.
Mm-hmm.
Your deliverance is glorifying his name.
Right.
Because you have called upon and committed and paid your vow. You've paid your debt. So your deliverance from what you owe is glorifying his name. You know what I'm saying? Not taking his name in vain.
Mm.
So listen, man, this is what it means to take the Lord's name in vain. Let's really try to focus on not doing that to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? Let's use these precepts, these concepts and ideas. You know what I'm saying? Ben Yum brought up a few, you know, and you know, this is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to watch out what we do, how we speak, how we move. Not just for ourselves too, but for our children. You know what I'm saying? Our loved ones. We got to check them. You know what I'm saying? We held responsible. You know, we are the watchmen.
That's right.
That, all praise to the Most High, man. So I hope we got an understanding on that, and you know, all praises.
My lesson, King.
All praises. All
praise to the Most. Hey, man. Hey, listen. Thawadi Howard. Man, it's the Sabbath day, man. We making good time. Let's get out Daniel 7:18. Hope everybody had a great Sabbath, the rest of y'all Sabbath. You know.
God. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18, and it reads, but this.
Hey, hold on, real quick. Hold on, real quick, right? Give me Zechariah 8:17, and then I want that.
Zechariah.
I should have added this to my notes, and I did.
The book of Zechariah 8 and verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil thoughts. So I lost my space. Hold on. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath. For all these are things that I hate, saith Yahweh.
Hey, man, I think that ends up that lesson beautifully.
That's right.
Go ahead and get that
down. God. Book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18, and it reads, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
Man. All praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Man, y'all have a great Sabbath, and Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black